Testing. There she is.
I was in a different account and I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the right one. It was probably from a meeting I was doing yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't use the college's account for that. So I try to keep everything separate.
Okie dokie.
Here, are we recording? I think it is. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome back to the National College of Napopathic Medicine's virtual open house. We've been hosting these typically every Thursday from 6 p.m. until maybe about 6:15. We've been interviewing different napropaths within the industry and the profession. And tonight we have a very special guest. It is NCNM's very own school board chairman, Dr. Tina Taylor. Thank you, Dr. Taylor, for joining us this evening.
You're quite welcome, Dr. Griggs.
And so what we want to do, and this is just pretty much how we've done all of our interviews, if you could tell our viewers tonight and that we'll be watching later, what inspired you to enroll into the Napopathy program? How did you learn about Napopathy?
I was a patient. I had a doctor who just treated me, and ever so often she would continuously talk to me about different aspects of the school and that I might be a good fit. And I finally one day said, well, maybe I should check it out. And there was an open house that came up, and she came with me, and I sat. And while I was in the open house, I just kind of turned to her and said, yes, I think I can do this. And that's how I started. But before then, before her, the one that encouraged me, that I had a napropath that worked on me when I was in corporate America. And they had, of course, the co-ed softball teams, and you play with other corporations, and somebody slid into my ankle, and it was very bad. And I recovered, but then there was a while that I kept having pain there. And I met her through some other association, and before you know it, she was treating me. And let's just say, when I woke up from my treatment, because I was really in pain, but everything else must have been happening too. I always had lower back pain. When she got working on me, I woke up in her room, one of her rooms, and Kenneth went and said, duh, I don't think I'm in Kansas. And I don't know where Toto is, but guess what? I'm feeling really good, and established a relationship from there. And then the second napropath, Dr. Kyle Wade, who just made a transition not too long ago, she just encouraged me, and that's how I ended up doing it. And I love working with my hands.
Yes, Dr. Wade, yes, she transitioned last year. It was around this time last year, as a matter of fact.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So that's how I got into balding, and I've loved it ever since.
Okay. And so as far as your practice as a napropath, how has that been for you? How long have you been in practice? And if you just share with us what your experience has been overall.
Well, I've been in practice for over 20 years, and I've had, it's been ups and downs, but mostly I've enjoyed my practice. When you have someone comes in and they're at their last straw, I've been to everyone else, which is usually what happens. I've been to everyone else. I heard about you through another patient association, and there's, I don't know what you can do for me, but I'm here because I'm tired of being in pain. And you put that person on the table and you adjust them, and they feel pretty decent. But then you actually, because you don't do a whole lot the first time, but you have them walk around. I remember a patient, particularly, I had worked with a retired nurse. She came to see me after working with a patient, and I guess the patient was about ready to fall or slip somehow in a way, and she hurt her back, and she was going to go on some very strong narcotics. And she knew there's something different than these narcotics, since she'd been working for a nurse for over 20 years herself. She said, I think I don't want to do this. And she really said, I don't want to do this. So she found another way to do it. And she ended up on my table. And that was wonderful, because when she walked around the table, I thought I had done something inappropriate or done something wrong, because as she walked around the table, she started crying. She just started literally just crying. And I said, are you okay? She says, you don't understand. This is the first time in a very long time that I've been able to walk around anything without pain. That keeps me going. Or we have other people who come in my practice who have the same similar conversation. I just left the hospital. And I broke my own rule to treat this patient on a Sunday. Her family says she's still in a lot of pain. They still don't know what's going on. They think it's something. I said, I will come to my office on a Sunday and I will treat your mother, because it was their mom. And I got it on the table. It was difficult at first. I believe after 4 or 5 treatments, she left her cane. She's walking out by herself. Her children trying to grab hold of her. All I could do was go, now see, that's what keeps showing up after these 20-some plus years. Because when you have people who come to you and really it is their last straw sometimes, that makes it different. Me, that makes my heart jumps and sings. Yes, that's it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when you have those,
I
go ahead.
no, go on.
No,
No,
as I
go
said, when
on.
you have those experiences, you they are just precious, and you know you're doing the right thing. You know you're doing the right thing.
Oh, wow. The common denominator that I have found with a lot of the interviews that we've done, some that haven't made it to our virtual platform yet, but
Mhm,
just from talking to naturopaths, a lot of them got into the program because of an injury of their own. They
mhm.
learned about a practitioner and decided, hey, I want to either switch over in my career to this profession, or I want to begin a career in this profession. So I have heard that. It's been a few stories where they just decided to come over because they were looking into pre-med or physical therapy or massage therapy, and then they made the decision to come over. But there have been a lot of stories where that person had an injury themselves and was
Mhm.
able to see how they were able to, their story, pretty much how they got out of it. And they said, this is what I want to do. I want to be able to do this for other people.
Yes, because I remember, like I said, I was hit by a car when I was 10 years old. I didn't realize that incident by the time I got into my early 20s had just carried itself with me to the point it was just I just had back issues. I just knew that. But I didn't want to grow old with back issues. And going to my first naturopath allowed me not to have that same conversation. So I understand about the people who come see me when I'm the last straw. Well, the naturopath
Yeah.
is the last straw for them to see. And then they walk out going, I can't believe it. It's okay. You're doing what you need to do at the time that you did it. You follow
Yeah.
whatever protocols you need to follow. Now you're here. Let's see what we can do.
Yeah. So for our prospective students out there that are looking for a new career, or maybe just something to begin to make a difference, to
Mhm.
become doctors, what advice do you have to them? What message would you leave them with today?
I will leave them with the message that we are each other's caregivers. We are supposed to take care of each other. That adds a little spiritual connection there, but at the same time, I'm real clear that we really are our brothers' keepers and sisters. You know, it's um, it's a place of service, of giving of service, and there's a satisfaction in doing that, and there's a satisfaction in making a living. So
Of
both,
course.
for both, you gotta weigh them both. But overall,
Yeah.
you
Yes.
gotta, you have to
I
pay
will
the bills.
I will add that it's been quite difficult for the viewers out there to even get napropaths at this time of the day to even participate, not because of resistance and not wanting to, but their businesses are just that booming. They are booked
Hmm.
solid. It took me
Yep.
3 tries to get you. And so it's a
You
great
just have to
business
do what
for
you have to
people
do.
out there. Even amidst the pandemic, even the napropaths and even for the college and people being afraid, we've taken all of the extra precautions to sterilize the environment there, to protect
Hmm.
the staff, to protect the clinicians and the interns, of course,
Hmm.
and to provide other things for patients even if they didn't have it. And so scheduling has increased. And
Right.
so and we're looking for people to come in and help out. So I know there's a different reality out here with the pandemic, but one of the things that is just a blessing, I even said I may have to roll up my sleeves and jump in one of those rooms to help them out, because we have that's how much it's just filling up in those patient
It's
appointments. So
amazing. It really is amazing. Through these times, you can still be profitable and still help people along the way. You just take the standard precautions. You really do. If you know one of your patients, like one of my patients recently, they came to see me before they had to go out of town. They were going to Florida. I said, that's a hot state. She said, yes. I said, before you can come back and do anything, we got to get you a COVID test, a rapid COVID test, and make sure you're good. Get your quarantine in, because I'm not going to start seeing my patients. I just ask the appropriate questions to make sure that I keep myself safe, keep them safe and keep their family safe and keep my family safe. And you can still work throughout this pandemic. Now, I remember when they shut it down all the way, I just waited because I had some few health issues. I had some surgeries that I'm going through. So that's a little different. But when it started, it happened right in the middle of all that. And one of the things I'm grateful for is that at a certain point, I said, okay, I'm ready to get back to seeing my patients. And yeah, I'm ready. Come on. And they were like, okay. It was like no hesitation. I'm coming. I said, good. I just got to take the temperature and make sure you do the hand sanitizer. I mean, we had everything ready, but people still need to see napropaths.
Yes. I mean, because, pain doesn't go away.
And don't stop.
Even with this pandemic, there's still pain. I was listening.
And because of it, there's pain too. Because even if you test positive, as we know, there's still lingering effects that still may be affecting that patient with their respiratory system, with some of their musculoskeletal issues. We're a perfect fit to treat them after they get through the initial stretch of symptoms. It's a perfect fit. It's a perfect fit, really. Our hands-on manual medicine works.
Definitely. Works. And again, for the viewers out there, if you're still wondering about napopathy, the profession, napropaths, the practitioners, we're connective tissue specialists. We treat essentially every condition that you could think of, manually from head to toe. From migraines and headaches to plantar fasciitis, from head to toe, literally, and everything in between that's dealing with the nerves, the muscles, the bones, and the connective tissues. So that's everything in the body we can
the whole body
affect. So that's why I have the hashtag experience napopathy, because to truly know what the medicine is, you have to have a treatment. Learn napopathy, get in the program if you want to learn a little bit further as far as what it is that we do. And I thank you for your time tonight, Dr. T. And I certainly want to welcome you back. We have a CEU virtual seminar, everyone, this Saturday, just to remind everybody that registrations are coming up on a completion on Friday. So we have an overwhelming amount of support for that, and people excited about that seminar where Dr. T will be. And actually your topic for this coming seminar, if you want to share with the folks, is a little snippet.
Well, basically my topic is dealing with the central nervous system, breaking it down to the autonomic nervous system, the parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system, which are affected by what we do when we go along the spine to create adjustments. So the course is called Napopathic Therapeutics, the first view, because there will be many more views to that, because it's a big subject matter, but we're going to definitely take care of the basics, some basic anatomy of the brain structure, the nervous system and everything, and then move into, well, how does this affect this? How does that affect that? And it's large, it's more encompassing than just touch here and that'll happen. It's so much more involved. And I'm looking forward to having a good time with you guys on Saturday to at least approach this subject. Yes, approach this subject.
Well, I'm even gonna roll my sleeves up there and teach a little bit of pharmacology for physical medicines and how that applies with us. And so, we're going to throw in some special topics for COVID as well, since we're in the pandemic. It may seem a bit cliched and overdone, but we're still in it. So I think as much information that people can get, the better about it.
Especially since we're going to a second wave, quote unquote.
Yeah, that's true. Well, again, I thank you, Dr. Taylor. We won't hold you for very long this evening. And so we hope to see you back at another virtual seminar. Just want to remind everybody that we are wrapping up registrations for the academic year fall 2021. That's wrapping up this Tuesday, just as a reminder for those out there that's watching. And we'll see you guys in the next virtual open house. We won't be back next Thursday. We want to say happy Thanksgiving to everybody in advance, and then we'll see you guys the week after.
Very much. Thank you, Dr. Griggs.
All right.